Welcome to Addressing the Corridor, the podcast with your monthly dose of real estate insight tailored to life here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, and the surrounding communities, one address at a time. I'm Lisa Coots-Schooley, your host and licensed realtor. On today's episode, I had the pleasure of sitting down with Miranda Danielson of Allstate Insurance. I have to tell you, I learned more today about insurance than I ever thought was possible. She was wonderful, and there are so many things that you're going to want to know after you listen to this podcast. I think it's going to be very beneficial for you. With that, here's my conversation with Miranda Danielson of Allstate Insurance. Hi, Miranda.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good. You are with Allstate Insurance.
Yes.
And I think insurance is like number one topic right now.
Probably.
With homeowners, with buyers, sellers, Iowa, our area here has been hit quite a bit. We've had floods, we've had the derecho, we've had all kinds of good things.
Oh, yeah.
Hail, which we have a little bit of a warning out for today.
Yes, yes. A lot of catastrophic losses in Midwest. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can affect rates and coverages and all of those fun things.
So I think a conversation is important to kind of get people used to, or just the verbiage and things like that and know what to ask for.
Yes.
How long have you done this?
12 years altogether.
So you kind of know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you've seen some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Lots of stuff. Yes.
So we're just going to get right into it. I do have some questions. Part of the reason I wanted that is there's so much information with insurance. I wanted to make sure we kind of covered a broad base of it.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's anything you want to, tell us that you think is going to be beneficial to anybody listening, chime in because you know your stuff. So
For sure. I have a passion for helping. So
yeah, I could tell that. We met last week. Kara Garcia introduced us, and she's been on the podcast a couple times.
Love her.
Yes, we love her.
Great.
So I was really impressed with how, you knew a lot of information and stuff. So first question, let's say you have a potential buyer. A lot of times we reach out to you when we go under contract because within 7 days we need to make sure the home is insurable.
Yes.
So what should buyers do about insurance when they go under contract? So tell me what, do you recommend they call you before they go shopping for a house?
I don't think that's a bad idea to get in contact with an agent or your agent to discuss that you will be buying. I personally myself, I like to help people in the process. So if it's even beneficial to the customer for me to quote a couple different properties on different sides of town that they might be curious at looking at.
Okay.
I have no problem doing that because it might help break down what the cost of an older build might be versus a newer build for that particular buyer.
And that was my other question too. Does it really range a lot on the house? Like I know, with us, we look in a certain price range.
Yeah.
Does insurance fluctuate quite a bit?
Oh, yeah. And
Okay.
there's many different factors. So the one side of town is just one layer. I mean, their credit score, if they're bundling or not, their marital status, all of those things are going to go into a factor.
Credit score.
Yeah.
That's a new one to me.
Yep. Credit score is actually a big one.
What?
Yes. And for new buyers, usually that's not a bad thing because a new home buyer should have their credit in good standing.
Exactly.
So
that's very true.
best.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, one of the best places to be at.
So higher credit score, the better your rate.
Yes.
So is that just for home or is that for car?
That's for car, home.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. But it is a credit-based insurance score, so we're not running your credit report. A lot of people think that it might affect your home buying process, but no, it's not a hard hit on your credit whatsoever. It's a soft hit.
Okay.
And it's going
to
give you a credit-based insurance score that is affected by your actual credit report.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sure past claims, is that?
That's a factor too.
Yep,
a separate factor, but that is definitely a factor. If you
Okay.
have sometimes, a certain amount of claims, depending on the company you're with, 1 to 2 claims can make you non-insurable
So
with a certain carrier.
What do you do if you're not insurable?
You just have to keep shopping and find maybe a high risk policy.
Okay.
Which I can help place, but we would want to explore all options before you get to one of those high risk policies that are maybe actual cash value.
Okay.
That are not as favorable coverages for the customer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I'm already learning.
Yes. That's what I'm here for. Happy to help.
So what insurance issues can delay or kill a deal? Let's say they're under contract and, they call you and they say, hey, we just got accepted offer on ABC, and you look it up, and what might kill a deal?
Truthfully, right now with the product I offer, there's not much that can kill a home policy. It used to be older roofs.
Yeah.
It used to be maybe a few claims, but our new home product seems to be a lot more lenient. And
Interesting.
Yes.
When did that change?
If I don't, I believe middle of last year.
I was going to say, because 2 years ago, I had a home, we could not find insurance for the roof. And, my buyer, if you can't get insurance, that's why they make us do it within 7 days.
Yeah.
If the home's not insurable, my buyer can't get it because the loan has to have it.
Yeah.
So
I actually like that it's a little bit of a safety net.
Yeah, no, I
for sure.
agree.
Yeah.
It protects our buyers because it's also one other way they can, back out of it without repercussions.
Yeah. If it doesn't make sense.
So, right. And so we went back to the drawing board with the sellers and just said, we can't get insurance because the roof was 20 years old. And he said, no problem. I'll put a new roof on for you. So that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
It was an older gentleman, and he wanted to sell his house. So
the buyer got a new roof.
Buyer got a brand new roof.
That's nice though.
Yes.
In that situation, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
But make sure you let your insurance agent know that roof was put on. Well, in that situation, clearly it did. But if even somebody coming to me, I need to know if the roof was done within a year, because it could substantially lower the rate.
Nice. Now, one of my clients just called me too, because we're under contract. She said her insurance agent wanted to know what the shingles were made of because they could get a discount too. Have you heard of that?
Not necessarily a discount, but the material of the home is important to know, because it ties into, at least for us, the replacement cost. So if it's cement versus vinyl, it's going to calculate different on how much insurance you need to replace that building.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I gave her all the information I knew, so
from
from what we could get.
Well, and usually for myself, I know in our office, we like to be accurate, and we're going to take the time, and we're going to look up, even if we receive screenshots of like the assessor page, we're going to go and look at it ourselves and just make sure that we're and then even confirm that information with the buyer.
You go on the actual assessor's website.
The day of the quote. So it's up to date.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
You sure don't want to get to the closing table and then, we didn't know that this was not, we can't insure it.
Yes. And the nice thing about my policies is, and what we offer is, we do the direct underwriting.
Okay.
So we know before we bind the policy, and when we bind the policy, that the reports have already been ran, the credit's already been checked, discounts applied, and the claims are okay.
Awesome.
So you should not have an issue. The only thing that could, speaking of, come back, and it's rare, is your inspection for the insurance side of things will start, I think, 7 days before closing date.
Okay.
And it's pretty non-invasive. It's going to be just exterior usually, unless it's a high value home.
Is that why sometimes you'll see somebody pull up to the house, take a picture of the outside?
100%. Okay. Like, what are they doing? Yeah, that's usually all it is exterior inspection. And they're just checking for more like hazards.
Okay.
Not so much mismatched shingles. We don't care about that.
Sure.
It's if the house is exposed to hazards.
So one thing I really look for my buyers now is dead trees in the yard.
Yes. That's a good one.
Yes.
Derecho.
Yep.
Traumatized us.
It did. And I think, honestly, we were we had 2 big trees in our yard, and our neighbor invited us to a barbecue, our back door neighbor, which we never completely go out to the end of our yard and turn around and look at our house. We sit on our patio and under the tree and everything. And we went over there, and I looked at our house from her place, and the whole back side of both of our trees were brown.
Oh,
they were dead.
Dead, yeah.
I'm like, well, you guys have been staring at that for and they looked fine from where we could see it, but once you got a distance, you could see. So we had them immediately removed.
Smart.
Yeah.
If they fell over as a dead tree, that would be the homeowners.
Yes.
Yeah. Versus a live tree falling over from a storm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good advice.
For sure.
Yes.
But I do look at it for my clients too, because to take them down is a pretty penny.
Yes.
So if we've wrote that in contracts that this tree needs to be removed before closing and stuff, just to, keep my clients safe. And
I love that.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Fun. I'm an arborist too. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But,
Yes.
So, okay, let's move to homeowners, people that have policies already in place. What prompts them to, hey, we want to make sure that our coverage is updated. We want to make sure that we have the best price. When should people revisit that?
I would say a good rule of thumb would be, every renewal on your home. Okay. Auto would renew twice a year, so just keep it with your home renewal whenever that is. And if you have a good agent, like our office, we try to reach out every 2 years or so to do a review if the customer is not coming to us already.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
That is our goal.
What is your review? What does that entail?
Looking over the coverages, seeing if maybe there's a new company placement that would serve better for the client.
Yeah.
Sometimes coverages will change and policies can improve. For example, our policy 2 years ago did not include full replacement cost on roofs, but our new home product includes full replacement on roofs.
Okay.
Which is pretty unheard of.
Well, it just seems to be around here right now. Or because there was that time where people were just really having a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like depreciated roof schedules is a very common on your policies right now. So I would really recommend anybody looking at their policies and making sure when they renew that the coverages did not change, that their roof is covered, and if it is a depreciated schedule, how much coverage they have, because each year that's going to depreciate more.
Okay. Yeah,
that makes sense. You'd be surprised how low your roof could be covered for at just 12 years old.
Oh, yeah. We put one on in 2011.
Yeah.
And we already know we're probably going to have to do something if we want to sell the house.
Yeah.
But, it works just fine. We haven't had any issues there's no shingles laying in the yard or anything like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But, good to know that.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay. What changes can help lower the cost?
Bundling for sure if you have not bundled. So I would highly recommend at least exploring the option of bringing your auto and your home to one policy.
Okay.
For example, our home product, you save 20% off the home just by insuring one automobile. So that's
quite
that's a big chunk. Also goodness, I'm drawing blanks on this one. I don't ever recommend reducing coverages. That's not our go-to. We can always explore things like drive-wise on your auto policy. I know that's not home.
Okay.
But drive-wise can give you an additional 10% by monitoring your driving.
So how does that work?
That works through your app. So some companies will give you a device to install. We don't do that. We just, through your app, you would have the Allstate mobile app downloaded, and then you can toggle it on drive-wise or toggle it off. So when it's on, it will monitor your driving habits. And based on how well you do, I can see by your face. Yeah. I always kind of gauge my client and see, do you think this will work for you or would it not work for you? But we also kind of give tips and tricks on how to use it to the best of your ability. Yes.
Turn it off if you're heading to a showing and turn it back on when you're leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, but you can toggle it on and off. So
yeah. That's interesting. So, it's always good to, you can save. If you can save anywhere, it's always good to to visit that and
Yes.
use your money going out to eat or something.
For sure. I agree.
Okay, so bundling, you kind of touched on that. Is it always worth it? Is it always a thing? Or
I'd like to say every single time it's worth it, but
Okay.
I'm so honest that there are times where price-wise it might not be the best.
Okay.
But I'm very confident my service will always outweigh any savings.
Yeah.
Truthfully. But I will be very honest and say, maybe XYZ company is a lot less because for whatever reason, they might be a low-cost provider. They're able to offer your cars for less expensive than I can.
Okay.
But because you're saving 20% off the home, a lot of times it will offset the difference.
Okay.
There are times where it is going to be less expensive for them to insure the autos elsewhere.
Okay.
And I'll be honest, and we'll be fine. And then I'll just check it every 6 months on the renewal. So they know somebody's working for them in the background to see if we can get that 20%
That's
discount on the home.
nice.
Yep.
That's very nice.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back a little bit to the buyers and everything. One question I had is sellers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say they've already moved out, the home is vacant. Talk about the insurance a little bit.
So that's a unique situation. When the home is vacant, technically, and I don't want to speak for all policies, but ours specifically, we do not want a home vacant for longer than 30 days. If it is, technically, we need to get it on a different policy, which we have, those higher risk policies.
Yeah,
But a vacant
yeah.
home is higher risk.
It is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So would you recommend the sellers contact you and say, hey, we're moving out, here's
Yeah.
the deal?
Yeah.
And then if it hits 30 days, we need to do
Reevaluate
something
or just
different? Okay.
look at the situation and see
Okay.
what needs to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, from the time you start showing and stuff, 30 days is very short time.
Yes. No, agreed.
Because,
And I believe, I want to look into that a little bit because I wonder if showing a house is different than truly being vacant. Because if you're
Okay.
showing the house, I feel like that's
okay.
not
Okay.
as vacant as just leaving that house unattended or
Or just abandoned.
abandoned,
Well,
basically.
I would
Yeah.
think if they abandon, they don't care about their home.
Yeah,
their
exactly.
home
You're
ins-
probably right. Yes, exactly. We're kind of on the same page. Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
So, no,
But I feel
meant
like a
to
house being for sale, I almost don't think we'd count that as vacant.
Okay.
Because you have foot traffic, it's probably going to be taken care of usually.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
those kind of things.
Yep. I was just thinking too, like, in the middle of winter, you've moved out of state or whatever, if those
Yeah.
pipes burst,
Yeah.
because nobody's
Nobody's there. That's
Yeah.
exactly where some of the concern is.
Yeah.
But then we also need to know if this is your secondary home, if it is a, like a vacation house, because we know that might be vacant then sometimes.
Yes.
So there's going to be
Yeah.
different scenarios, different situations
Okay.
for everybody's.
Good to know. I
Yeah.
mean, when in doubt, call your agent.
Yes, 100%.
Something about your office too, you and I talked about, is
Yeah.
you don't get a 1-800 number. You talk directly to your clients.
Yes. Yep.
And I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
Because when you got to hit certain prompts 10 times and then, operator, and they
Yeah.
keep asking you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that sets you guys apart too. And I can't imagine like being in trouble or, your home and having to go through.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went through that with Duratio and it was terrible.
So tell us some stories about that. I definitely want to hear like some moments of, when you really helped people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, first, I guess in Duratio, that was one of the big eye openers when I transitioned from working for a 1-800 number. 'Cause That's
Okay.
what I did for 9 years.
Okay.
Is I worked for a company that just like that. They call the 1-800 number. I was great at it. It was awesome. I felt like I could help people, but I would never talk to that person again. I would sell the policy and it'd be done. And that I didn't like that. And then Duratio happened and I experienced how it was as a customer to have that 1-800 experience.
Yeah.
And call. And just like you said, there's 3 trees on my house and I could barely get anybody to answer any questions, why my neighbors were already having repairs done. I mean, we're still sitting there not knowing what's going on. I'm getting out-of-state adjusters coming that don't know about the Iowa laws. So all those nightmares, not to mention my deductible, because the 1-800 number did not go over my options with me, or whatever happened. I had a $5,000 deductible. Not aware of that. So it was it was a nightmare. And then that sparked the want to take my profession further and help people in my local community.
Yeah.
And that right there is the biggest one, is being a one person contact for them. Whether it's you need help on buying your house and getting a quote, if you need help on switching your policies over, if you need help, even just confirming that the policy you have is adequate. I am totally okay with helping people, even if it doesn't benefit me, because it really, at the end of the day, I know that great service that I'm providing is going to come back in one way or another.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to tell their friend, somebody's going to tell their family. So, and I have to be careful talking about claims because I just don't want to get too, obviously we can't share personal, business on clients. So I'm just trying to think of a way to explain some of the times that we've helped. Recently, there was a huge claim with a client of mine who, from my understanding, only had a little bit of sighting. And it took several months, but we went to bat and we fought and we fought and we fought with her. And she...
For her.
Yes, for her. Sorry. Not against her. You're right. We fought for her. Terry is awesome. Terry's one of the agency owners. Been doing this for 30 years, and she's a huge advocate on making sure claims are done correctly and that her clients are put back whole. And she helped her get her whole house and garage recited.
That's amazing.
Yes, which I know that seems like it should happen, but for the amount of damage versus what needed to be replaced, it took a lot of work, but we got it done.
But that's why we do what we do,
Yeah.
because we fight for our clients.
Yeah.
And there, until you can't put a price on that until you need it.
Yeah.
And then,
Exactly.
So you want to make sure you have those people in your corner
Yes.
when that time comes. And, I'm sure your phone, were you working here at
Derecho?
the
No, I
1-800?
wasn't, but I can tell you
Okay.
our office, and that's one of the things I asked them when I interviewed is, how did you guys handle Derecho? And they said they were there working the next day with the generator. And I just know that about our office. I'm not
That's pretty
surprised.
amazing.
That's how
Yeah.
we do it.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time.
Because cell phones were down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you couldn't even hardly get to anybody.
They went to the office with the generator and
So did people
went down
just
to
show
business.
up?
Yeah, people were lined up at the door already. It was crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was just we were very lucky. We had 3 pieces of siding fall off our house, and we were like,
Super lucky.
Go help. My husband had to chainsaw. He was the only one on the block, and he's, we just got busy and helped. But I've shared with you, my folks lost their house in the flood, and in fact, a month ago, my mom, I was staying overnight at her house. We were having a slumber party, and I went to the guest room, and the whole ceiling was raining in the guest room.
Oh no, that's crazy.
And they live in a small community, and my dad was not there, and we found it like 3:00 on Saturday night because we were up talking all night.
Oh man.
So I'm like, well, we can't do anything now, but called Dad, and they know their insurance guy. He golfs with him, and he goes, I'll call Charlie right now, and Mom, we can't bother him on a Sunday.
Oh
And
no, bother us. We have
I
a
said,
text.
Mom, it's water, honey. We got to get to this stuff and know it.
That is part of your job as the insured, is to notify the company right away.
Yeah.
So we bug us on a weekend, bug us on a holiday, and just like you said, don't call the 1-800 number. We set you up with a text right to our office. It comes right to all of our phones.
Nice.
Yes,
So
and we'll jump
anybody
right on.
can kind of work as a team, and
Yes.
because you do have to have time off too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and knowing that you're going to be covered
Yes,
regardless.
that my customers are still covered regardless. We have an awesome service team.
Yeah, that makes all the
Oh,
difference,
yes.
doesn't it? Because,
Yes.
But, it's because a lot of people don't realize you need to start taking pictures of it. You need to, and some insurance companies need to reach out, and they only use certain companies. Are you guys that way?
So you can use anybody you want to use.
Okay.
But we do have a guaranteed network that if you use one of our guaranteed partners, then the work is going to be guaranteed. If something did not go right, then we would be able to go back and insure their work basically too.
Okay.
So I recommend going through that option when you can, versus if you pick your own guy and he does faulty craftsmanship or workmanship,
Okay.
they call it.
Yep.
That would not be covered.
So, can you give an example?
So let's say you decided to put your own roof in and you didn't. I'm not a roofer, but let's just say you put the shingles on maybe and didn't put an underlayer on. So it's not really done correctly, right? Mm-hmm. Now you have an inspector come out or whatever has to happen, building codes guy, and they find out the whole work is not done right. Well, they're not going to the insurance company's not going to pay to have their error fixed. You're just going to have to pick up where you left off and maybe pay the difference.
So you're taking the shingles off and redoing it basically on your dime.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so let's change lanes here. Are you seeing coverage limitations or companies pulling back? I mean, we kind of touched on that a little bit with the roofs, but
Were you asked the question?
Yep. Are you seeing coverage limitations or companies pulling back on like what they're going to insure, how much they're going to insure?
Yes. Some companies, as mentioned, they've gone to like the depreciated roof schedule. That's the biggest one I've seen, but that's happened. They've changed it in the middle of policy holders. So sometimes you might not know, you thought you bought a policy 10 years ago with the same company you're with now, and it may have been not a depreciated roof schedule, or it might have been replacement costs on the roof. But since then, they might have changed their policies, and you would not know unless you go and read your policy jacket. They're not going to take the time to call and tell every customer. So it's up to you as the insured to go through your coverages every renewal, even if you're with the same company. You could pick up the phone and ask your agent to, call your agent if you don't want to read, and they should be honest and upfront with you on what has changed within their policies. But then also actual cash value. I have seen companies go completely to actual cash value on homes.
Can you explain that a little bit? Because I took a little class on that, and it's like, woo. Okay,
Yeah. So actual cash value is pretty much the same way your automobiles are written. If you buy a $20,000 car today and drive off the lot, it depreciates in value. So if you have that car totaled, we're going to give you that actual cash value minus depreciation.
Okay.
So more than likely, you drive that car off the lot, you're probably not going to get the $20,000 that you paid unless you add on like new car replacement, which we do offer. But then same thing.
What's that?
New car replacement would be where we're going to boost the value of the vehicle to try to get you closer to replacement costs, not full replacement costs. But so for example, let's just throw random numbers out there. You buy a car for $20,000 a day.
Okay.
You drive it off the lot. It depreciates in value. Let's say $1,000. Right
Okay.
away. You total it tomorrow. Instead of giving you maybe the $19,000 with depreciated value, that new car replacement can help boost you to a newer car. So that 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now that is a coverage that I would recommend looking on any auto policy with any company, some kind of gap coverage, new car replacement, something of that nature. Mm-hmm. But then on the home, same idea. Instead of replacement cost, which is what most lenders should require anymore.
Okay.
Which is another safety net for the buyer.
Replacement cost.
Replacement cost.
Okay.
That is what it's going to cost to rebuild the home at today's value.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's extremely important because like a old house on the southeast side of Cedar Rapids, actual cash value might be $90,000, $150,000, something like that.
Yeah.
But the replacement cost to rebuild those homes are $450,000, even if they're buying it at $200,000 today.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you get replacement costs, especially knowing people who have had total losses. Mm-hmm. If they had an actual cash policy, and yes, whether it was paid off home or if it was still under a loan, they're going to be out a lot of money. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get that house rebuilt for actual cash value price. Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you have questions?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it makes complete sense. And, I just feel like people have learned a lot because of our floods, our derecho, and that it's and that's what worries me about the newer generation coming in. And, it's a lot. I remember buying my first house and just going over mine was a business, but just going over the policies and it just,
it's overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming
Speaking of that is one thing. When you mentioned something, I'm happy about what I do. I do buyer classes. Habitat for Humanity puts them on.
Yes.
NFC Neighborhood Finance Corporation.
Yep.
So I'll volunteer time and go teach homeowners classes to new buyers that are overwhelmed with all the information, and I love it.
That's awesome. Is there one coming up?
It is in April, and I don't have the date.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
have to
we
put
can.
it on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
that
love
to me.
anybody. It's open to the public. Would love
Okay.
anybody to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just as important as knowing your house inside out. You know,
Yes.
getting an inspection on your house, knowing your house insurance. Because, I mean, this is just stuff that you should know.
Yeah.
Do you do renter's insurance
Yes.
too?
Yep.
Okay. So that pretty much is for like a liability if
It is for liability. That's more so if you purchase your renter's insurance from the landlord. A lot of times it's just going to be liability only.
Okay. Okay.
But you want your personal contents
Yeah.
covered too. So my renter's policy would include liability. It would
Okay.
include loss of use. So if the home is inhabitable due to a claim, we'll give you money to stay somewhere else.
Nice.
And then it also gives you your belongings, your personal contents.
Okay.
Clothing, furniture, electronics,
Mm-hmm.
all of those things.
I know, and when I had the store, I would videotape like stuff and photograph and then keep it, in that time, keep it off site or whatever. Now you can do a digital file.
Yeah.
But do you guys still encourage doing that, or does that matter?
So you can. I don't think it hurts, but I don't think you have to be concerned that you have captured every single thing and you're
Okay.
keeping this up to date. Because more so, what's going to happen in the event of a loss, it will help you to remember what you had.
Mm-hmm.
But the value is going to come with the cost to replace it at the time.
Got it.
So it can help, but I don't want people to be so stressed out that they have to do this.
Yeah.
If
No.
a claim-
No.
Yeah.
I was just, I'm just thinking for.
I do know that is something that has been advised. Oh, and especially if you have high dollar items, I would definitely keep track of
Okay.
those. More, yes. So
Artwork.
like artwork,
Yeah.
collectibles,
Yeah.
jewelry, the items that are going to have a capped limit,
Yep.
unless you schedule them usually.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I mean,
or
this
designer
thing-
clothes. I get that one a lot if they have designer clothes because you might want to prove
Does
that
Amazon
you had.
count?
Yeah. No, but I love Amazon. Go Amazon. Yes.
Well, a wedding dress maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I don't know if that
Anything
would-
of value that might be hard to prove the value afterwards, I would definitely keep track of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Receipts.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Good question.
Thanks.
Yeah. Doing great.
So we'll go into what changes do you see in insurance in the next few years? We're hearing some insurance companies are completely pulling out of states.
Yes.
So what do you feel about for our state?
Well, since it's been happening, and I know we're not at the end of even the durational loss, I don't think. It might continue to happen with the certain companies that have already been pulling out.
Okay.
I think some have pulled out altogether and some have slowly pulled out certain business, and that might continue to happen. And it's more the companies that are isolated in Midwest only because they can't spread that risk out, all this catastrophic losses that we had in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. They can't spread that out over all states like we can. Yeah.
So that's hence all state.
Yeah, all
you guys
state.
are all
Yeah,
states.
yeah.
So do you feel it like if there's a lot of hurricanes going on or, even though we're here in Iowa?
Yeah, that's a good point that it could. I mean, yeah, overall losses. But again, because we have all states and we have a huge amount of clientele, it's easier to spread that risk amongst the entire states.
Okay.
Versus just in one isolated area where we had over don't quote me wrong, but I want to say it was 4,000 catastrophic loss last year.
So you're saying 4,000 events.
Yeah, catastrophic events, which are bigger than just a regular.
So Midwest would be all the 5 states around
I'm
us.
assuming, I don't know exactly, but for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, around, us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I know that is on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
Is my insurance company gonna leave me high and dry?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yep.
do you guys, because AI is such a hot topic now, are you guys using that for anything?
I personally, I am not comfortable with it yet. Okay. So me, in my daily activity. I don't really use it. There are girls in our office that use it for efficiency things that I think is smart.
Yeah.
For maybe sending out a group email, maybe not a personal email, because I'm really big on personal. I want to keep it a personal touch. I don't want to use AI to type out.
I think we're all hanging on to that.
Yeah. And I like it. I don't want to I still write hand write my notes.
Yep, me too. Whereas, you can't read them, but I still do.
No, same, right? Whereas our director, I love her to death. She's awesome, but I think she's 25. Sorry if I'm wrong. She is all about making us more efficient and showing us all the new technology and showing us how to try to even train our AI bots. And I'm getting there. I'm trying, but I just don't want to take the personal touch out. It's hard for me. It's
getting harder and harder to determine if you're talking to a bot or not.
I agree, but I feel like I can. Sometimes I can spot it.
Yeah.
But then you just learn those signs, and you
do.
Don't add them in.
I'm trying on the phone with them.
Oh, okay. So I went to a convention in February, and they are trying to sell us bot type device systems.
They are for us too.
100%. Yeah. Yes. Even to where the client can call, and instead of getting a phone tree, they'll get the AI bot. Yeah. It sounded good, but I know. I just don't like it.
And we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just. Especially at the time of loss, like what your clients go through.
Yeah.
To hear your voice on the other is priceless.
Yes.
I
agree.
Because you have that relationship with them.
Yeah.
And if you're talking to a bot, they don't have that compassion or how are the kids?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Are you guys safe? Are you, just,
Yeah. No, I agree.
So we know it's coming. I'm hoping it doesn't take over the universe for a few years.
Well, and I guess one positive thing that they might have AI, I think, has to do with it is some of our house inspections can be finished quicker if they have an aerial drone view of it.
Yes, and they can do that with Google Maps,
yes,
right?
From what I understand, I don't know if it's our own drones or Google Earth is what I've heard, but I've heard other companies mention they use Google Earth. I feel like ours might be a little bit more precise and not just Google Earth. I could be wrong because it will go through a process of your inspection is completed from an aerial view. And if that's Google Maps, that's interesting. But I don't argue it. If it's a past inspection, I'm good with it.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
What mistakes do homeowners make when filing a claim?
This is exactly why I love doing the homeowners classes the most is you can really jeopardize your entire policy by incorrectly filing the claim. Just by going online and thinking you already put a claim in and going and doing it again. Oh. I mean, now you have 2 claims on your policy and it's like impossible to fix, even as your agent. Yeah. Especially if you go to like online or the 1-800 number or the 1-800 number company I used to work for. I didn't like that. Even if the customer messed up and said, I got a speeding ticket in March of 2020 or whatever.
Okay.
And I pull the reports and it's in July. I have to keep both tickets. And I just think that's crazy. In the old company, the 1-800.
Okay.
Not now. Now I can use more common sense and like, Cindy, I know you didn't realize maybe that ticket was in July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to force more activity on somebody's record. But you can get yourself in trouble even when quoting with certain companies and giving too much information or not the right information because you're trying to be helpful.
Okay, explain a little more.
So, for example, you call a 1-800 number for a quote.
Okay.
Right? And I did this for 9 years. It was great. It was fun. And you have a good conversation with the person on the phone, but they get really comfortable with you and they just might overshare. And I don't think
so. Like oversharing, saying I had an accident.
Yeah, I had an accident,
but I didn't claim it.
I didn't claim it. Now, this company I used to work for, we have to add that in, and it goes against that person's quote. Now, in that situation, it's not going to mess up their entire profile. When they call somebody else, this isn't on their LexisNexis report, but this is in that company's quote database now, and we're going to rate you against everything you mentioned on top of what I found. Right. Whereas where I'm at now, again, just more of the human based approach. Like I don't have to complicate it that much. You can go through me. I can help you guide this conversation. I can help guide. the right risk.
So loose lips sink ships.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but then it's hard because with me, like you're safe with me.
Yeah.
Whereas you might not be safe with Joe Schmo from California that doesn't even know Iowa laws other than his license. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then like you said, how you can mess up your policy. Same thing if you go into your online policy and try to do a claim and you just enter in the wrong date and then tomorrow you go and try to fix it and now you have 2 claims. Some companies won't insure you with 2 claims.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And we've ran into that a lot prior to this new product I've had. The one about a year and a half ago where you might have 2 claims and you're not insurable.
Okay.
So now I have to go find you a high risk policy that might be actual cash value. Yes, it can really, really devastate your entire...
Just by saying one wrong date.
Yep, we're going online and doing one wrong date. We have a customer right now we're helping clean up. Not because, God forbid, we've tried to tell everybody how to do it right, and some people still get stressed out or whatever the case is in the middle of the night, go online and you file a claim.
Yep,
and then
I get it.
You think it's not being handled, so you go file another one, and then now...
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I can see that because... I could see myself doing that.
Easily,
you know?
right? Because you think it's not a big deal. Well, it can be fixed.
Right,
But
right.
No,
But it can't be
No,
fixed.
not with all circumstances, not with all companies. Some of them are
Okay.
going to want that honest underwriting from the
Yeah.
client as well as the proven MVR Nexus Lexus clues.
So what is your recommendation then that you do? Just
every time,
yes.
get an agent.
Yes.
Get an agent.
And one that you trust.
Yes.
That's
the
huge.
one you can build a relationship with.
Yeah.
One in your local, I mean, at least state, I would recommend.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have no problem insuring people from Fort Dodge and all over Iowa because I'm still an Iowan. They're still in Iowa. I know
Absolutely.
close enough what they're going through.
Same laws apply in Iowa all
Yes,
over.
correct.
Okay.
Yep. And our office is, I mean, I don't want to say for everybody, but if it really was a situation where somebody 2 hours away needed us for something, we would hop in the car and drive to them.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah.
And you guys are located on Boyson Road and right in
Is that C Street, right?
C Street.
Yeah.
And that's my old store was over there. So
Nice.
yeah.
I love that.
Years ago, but it's a good location. And I will tell you, when Kara and I walked in there, we immediately felt greeted.
Yeah.
And a warm welcome. And, you know, I was really impressed because I'm old school. I like to be greeted when I walked in.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't know what we were doing there. And,
Yeah.
hey, how can we help you? And, you know, so it was great. So that's nice that you guys have an office that's open. People can come in. They can talk to you. They can, you know, meet you.
Oh, yeah. We were just telling somebody the other day, we love when people come in. I mean, some people just come in to sit with us for 20 minutes and talk. It
Yeah.
might not even be about their insurance policy.
Yeah.
And we welcome it all the time.
That's really cool because that again is getting fewer and far between.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and
Yeah.
or a lot of people are working from their homes. There isn't an office to meet
Yes.
people at, and you know, I think it's important. But I'm old school.
Yeah. No, I like it. I come to the office, even though I was hired optional hybrid, I choose to come to the office every day.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah,
The motivation,
I'm
the
same
personal
way.
touch, and then
The connection.
the connection.
The
Exactly.
stories.
Yes.
What happened over the weekend,
Yeah.
or that deal fell apart, or we got this under contract because
Yeah.
you learn so much from each other.
Yeah.
I think is such a valuable thing. So,
Yes.
something. What I kind of touched on it when I had my store and I had to videotape stuff, but is there anything that homeowners should document before something happens? You kind of mentioned the high end stuff. You know, can you think of anything else that?
For sure, like any jewelry or high-end stuff, you have your appraisals or your receipts. That's for sure.
Okay.
And document
And
those.
keep them off site, like in a safety deposit?
Or safety deposit, yeah.
Yep.
Box, something like that. Or in cloud somewhere. I mean, whatever. However you
yeah.
have it. Yeah. I know, old school. I know. That's okay. But however you choose to do that, I would recommend for sure the high value stuff. Collectibles, artware, jewelry, artwork.
Yeah. Your car.
Guns.
Your cool car.
Yeah, your collectibles. Exactly, where that is different. That's a different car policy than your standard auto
Because you don't
policy.
drive it all the time? Or
That, and because now you're going to a stated value, not the actual cash. Because a car 30 years old, the actual cash value might be $600. We have to take in all the customizations and everything that gives the value. So now we're going to agree on this value.
So to get it appraised then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. You need to have it appraised, and there's a lot more. You have to have usually, I believe, storage. It has to be in storage. There's a few different.
I know when I had the motorcycle, a lot of people only will insure it through the riding season.
Yeah.
And I always kept it on mine because I'm like, no, I store it. What if the store, what if...
Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people understand that. Like if a tree falls out or if it
Yeah,
burns down in the garage.
A tree did fall on it.
See? That's why you should have had comprehensive. Well, we do have storage plans that instead of removing the bike altogether, and we have a lot of customers that do this for their cars or their bikes, we can put it into storage. So we remove the liability, but we still give it the comprehensive.
Yeah.
So if something does happen out of their control, boom, they have the coverage, but they're not paying for the stuff they don't need.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Smart.
Yeah.
So we can come find a happy medium.
It was a while back. I had it for sale and I had it sitting out and a storm just came up and a tree limb fell on it.
Dang.
I know.
I know. That happens.
It does happen.
Speaking of, real quick, on deductibles and that happening, if with Allstate, if you have, and this isn't with all companies, a dual claim, so you have an auto and a home claim at the same time, like a tornado, a fire, derecho, hailstorm, and the auto is damaged as well as the home, we will waive the auto deductible. So you only have one deductible. That's a really big deal.
That is a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Because a lot of times when you do have both.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And if you have 4 cars, now you have 4 deductibles that we're waiving.
Yes.
Big deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that did happen with a friend of mine. The house caught on fire and the cars were close to the house and they were totaled. So that does happen.
Such a devastating loss.
It's very devastating. Yeah. No, it is. Okay. What is the biggest misconception about home insurance that you can think of? Do you hear, things over and over that, or
home, that flood is included in the home policy. That's a common one.
Yeah.
A lot of people confuse water backup with flood, I think. And they're two completely
Explain
separate
that.
policies. So water backup can be added to any standard policy, at least any of that I've seen.
Okay.
And that is only going to cover...
That's like sump pump, sewer.
Failures. Yep.
What about like
Water
toilet
backup.
overflowing?
Yeah, water backing up from the sewers or drain. Or like you said, sump pump failure. That's the only time it would cover water from the outside coming in.
Okay.
If it's not from the drains. That is your water backup, and that can be added on your standard home. But anything outside of that is flood insurance, and it is a completely separate policy.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And I've had many clients come to me thinking, I don't know if somebody gave them that impression or if they just took it on their own, but they thought their water backup was the flood.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know because Cedar Rapids is building flood protection and stuff. Homes are being removed off that flood plain, where it's in the... Are you familiar with that at all?
I'm not really, but I do know I'm surprised at the lack of amount of homes that need flood insurance. I don't have many.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just recently, like this month, I might have had the first month where I've ever had 3 in 1 month.
Okay.
People needed a flood quote, and that's because where they bought is requiring it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that common. So it must be that they're getting rid of houses in the flood zone, and that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Flood insurance is expensive, especially when you don't need it. It's very expensive.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah.
My sister lives along the river, and my parents did, and my parents were actually, my sister's right on the river. My parents were way back off. I mean, the river had to jump railroad tracks, a highway, and my parents lost their house.
Yeah.
And my sister was a foot up to hers.
Oh, wow.
It was really crazy. So
yeah,
losing your home in a flood is not very much fun.
No, I can imagine.
And it's, my mom said it's kind of almost worse because you bring things out and can you wash it up? Where like if it's a total loss, then there's no decision making.
No, I agree.
But yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't, and I wouldn't want to give away my memorable stuff. Like family pictures, even if it was moldy, I wouldn't want to throw it away.
I know.
Oh, it'd be really hard.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Or a crocheted blanket that my grandma gave me or something.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of that.
I know.
I would just have to deal with it.
I know, but you can't. It's moldy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. It was, it hit so many people in our area.
Yeah.
Like it really devastated. Well, this building, right, Logan? Was this building flooded back then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole area down here. This was the 2008 one. Yeah. But even in 2016, I mean, they got water down here as well. So.
Yeah. So in 2016, Mom and Dad rebuilt on the same place because, we're like, Dad said he grew up on the river, Cedar River. He'd never see it in his lifetime again. And then 2016 hit. And so he had rock quarries and he brought in 88 dump truck loads of dirt and they built a dike around the house.
Oh, wow.
And then kept a pump going on the other side of it. And because they were up against a bluff. So they were at the bottom of the bluff so they could do like a horseshoe shape around the house.
Nice.
They saved the house, but their children were a little worried.
Yeah, I bet.
Because there was no way to get to them. Like, the flood was, the water was there. That we couldn't get to them only by boat. And leaving them there at night was... Oh,
that's scary, actually.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. That's, your parents become your children, right?
Yeah.
No. But, yeah, it's not easy, but this is why you have insurance.
Yes, exactly.
So.
Yep.
Okay, what are homeowners getting wrong right now? Are you seeing trends?
That's a good question. Wrong in what sense? Like information?
Yes. Sometimes the news likes to say things. I know we're fighting a lot with negative publicity towards realtors.
Yeah.
I know there's news about insurance.
Okay. So, sometimes it's just a matter of, and because I always like to try to find a solution and not necessarily just focus on the problem. But for example, some people will think that maybe their home policy includes mechanical failure of like your furnace.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's an add-on. And one I don't recommend getting on your home policy because let's say you have a air conditioner go out, it's $2,500, right? And you put that claim on your home policy now that's a home claim. Whereas if you just keep that separate, if you're really interested in having a warranty on your appliances and stuff, buy that separate through like HomeServe or
so we do
HSA or
write in a lot of home warranties.
Yes, and we like how the realtors do it.
Yes.
Keep it that way.
Yeah.
Keep it separate.
Okay.
Versus some people will call us and they want that on their home policy, and I really urge not to do that.
Okay.
If it is offered.
Good.
And a lot of policies I think are moving away from that because it is a problem. Like
Okay.
If you have an air conditioner claim and you have a furnace claim, and now you're non-insurable for really something that's not a high risk.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
It's
That's
not your
really good
fault
to
the
know.
Mechanics broke. Typically.
Right. No.
Yeah.
And, sometimes, and that's part of our job is to look, okay, here, this is, 10 years old, lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe we just ask for that in the offer.
Exactly. And I love when I see that.
Yeah.
And when my customers say they have it, I know they're being taken care of well. And
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Good.
What's one thing you wish every homeowner understood? Maybe that they should revisit their policy.
Yeah. Well, I think you should definitely revisit your policy. You should look over your policy if you're not contacting your agent every renewal to make sure there isn't anything that changed. But then also an ideal time to quote would be when your credit is in a better place. If you purchase the home and your credit goes down in 2 years and you go to shop, it might not be as favorable as a rate.
I got to be honest, I did not know credit was that tied to it.
Well,
Did
with
you,
that,
I didn't know that.
With that being said, if your credit improves greatly, it's worth calling your agent to have them rerun it.
Okay.
And you can do that.
Okay.
At least with us and where I was before. So let's say Susie had a 500 credit score when she bought the original policy and she built it up to 750 or whatever, and she's feeling good about it, she can call me and we will just rerun the credit part of the
and
insurance.
it does not ding your credit.
Does not ding your credit, 100%.
I think that's really a valuable information.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that.
No.
Yeah. Yep.
That's phenomenal.
And there is some companies that if you have I don't know what the word is they call it, like a divorce, a death in the family, a job loss, something that happened that created or caused your credit score to go down, you can a lot of times get like a waiver from your insurance company. But that's if your company offers it, or they can give
a waiver.
Like they'll give you a break if your credit is bad due to this circumstance that happened in your life. If you can prove it. Now your agent has to want to go through those steps. And some companies don't always offer it, but that is a possibility too. So if you had a divorce, if you lost your job, something like that.
So you would just need documentation to prove
documentation.
all of that.
I would ask your agent first, is this something that you offer?
Okay.
And then if that is the case, find out exactly what they need, and that could be worth it if you have a true circumstance that qualifies.
What about getting like sick?
Sick, yeah. Like if it has something to do with you not being able to work. Yes, I believe that is one of them too. Being disabled, something of those.
Or if you did lose your home and you were having hardship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hardship. That's exactly what it is. Thank you. Boom, that's what it is.
Okay.
A hardship.
Yeah, because so I told you about, I wrote a kind of what do you do after tornado flood insurance type thing.
Yeah, that is a good one. You have an awesome buyer's guide there.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that.
Another thing I put in there was if your claim is large, consider hiring a public adjuster.
You can.
Can you explain, like, do you guys use that, or do you?
It's more for the client, the claimant. If they feel that the claim is not being handled well or they're not getting the numbers they want, you can absolutely go and hire your own adjuster.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It would be, from my understanding, your cost, but then any difference can help offset that.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yep.
Taking pictures is huge when
a claim happens.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And notifying your agent or insurance company immediately.
Right away.
And then rectifying any possible hazards. So if the roof is exposed now, just go and tarp that up, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a contractor out there to do it right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mold is huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and what is it, 24 hours and mold's already?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
For things that I've wrote in this guide that I did, I wrote, ask whether a policy includes additional living expenses or
A loss of use.
Of use. Yeah.
Yes. On ours, we absolutely include that. That's a huge coverage that I don't believe many people had enough during derecho. A lot of people with our office did not have enough money to go stay even for a year after derecho. And a lot of people, we would recommend to have 2 years worth of loss of use coverage or additional living expenses. So we max that coverage out at our office. And the cost difference between the mid-range of loss of use versus maxing it out is dollars a month, if that. Sometimes change a month. Yeah. So any of the coverages that we notice, the other one would be personal property coverage. We max that out because it's just pennies to the buyer to do that.
Okay.
If you're not watching the video version of this show, Lisa and I have the same face right now. It's just like you're blowing our minds right now a little bit. This is great stuff.
It is awesome stuff.
Good.
I'm learning so much, and I've had homeowners insurance for 80,000 years.
Yeah.
So
Nope, I get it. Happy to help.
Well, I think it's essential to get this out.
Yeah.
There's a need for it.
Yeah.
And especially with these companies, like you said, that you're not talking to the actual person or you don't know them personally, and you're on hold waiting and you just experience the worst thing in your life. And
exactly,
or
not their fault, but the level of training the person you get on the phone might not be
Yeah.
where you need it to be for the situation you're going
That's
through.
the
happens.
thing.
Yeah.
No, it's true. So
Yep.
I know she's good, isn't she? She's very good. Okay. I wrote common mistakes. There's throwing items away too soon.
Damaged items?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that. I just take pictures of it, I guess, though.
Okay.
I don't see there being an issue as long as you have documentation of what you're throwing away.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Accepting the first offer too quickly. So do you guys, when you guys come at a claim or you're handing them a check or whatever you do, is there a process that they can say, no, this isn't enough, or?
Yeah, and my honest answer, and I would tell anybody, if it doesn't seem right, ask for more.
Okay.
I mean, you have the right to negotiate.
Okay.
And come back. I wouldn't maybe take the first number, depending on
that's interesting
situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But then there is also times where that's part of the process. Like if you have an auto claim, I know we keep going back to auto, but I see more auto claims.
Sure.
So it's easier to point back to that. But for example, you have an auto claim going on. The first estimate that you receive, it might not be what the final cost of the job's going to be, but that is normal part of the process. So you as the car owner might be worried because you see an $8,000 estimate.
Okay.
But you're pretty sure based off what you heard at the shop that it might be more than that.
Okay.
Don't worry. Typically, at least with us, we're going to get that depreciated difference back, or the increased cost of labor, cost of parts that were added onto the bill.
Yeah.
So it is common to have to recoup more
Okay.
money once the claim is done.
Okay.
In my
That's
experience.
interesting.
Yeah.
My son
Just
is
part of
an
the process.
auto body guy.
Oh, is he?
So
Yeah, so you might know what I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm not the auto
yeah.
person. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
the
you mean.
lingo, but
Yeah.
yes.
And sometimes he'll get in and, they have all these cars to do and he'll tear down the whole car.
Yeah.
And then the next day the adjuster comes in or the estimator, we're going to total that out.
Yeah,
So
yes,
he doesn't
yes.
get paid to do that. But
Oh, that's a bummer.
it is a bummer.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they go through a lot on their side.
They do.
The auto.
They do. It's
guys.
fascinating. This stuff
Yeah.
is fascinating.
I know. Now I
mean,
want to sit here when you talk to an auto guy. I want to hear their side of the story.
I should have him on.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We have stories, he'll start tearing stuff about, the dead rat up and
Yeah.
something like that. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, no, that's speaking of an auto repair guy recently helped my mom's claim. A squirrel ate all the wires in her car.
Oh,
so
my
she
gosh.
took it in thinking it was maybe just an engine broke down, but no, he found the squirrel ate the wires, so Allstate paid for the repair. It's awesome.
I have to know how he knew that.
Yeah, I just going in and looking.
Did the squirrel leave his calling card?
No, that's funny. No chewed up wires. I mean, you can clearly see
Interesting.
instead of the
Yeah.
wire just being broke, or maybe maybe it's certain
Sure.
some auto guys wouldn't pay
Yeah,
that close attention.
yeah.
I don't know. She had a great one.
That's
and I'm glad.
awesome.
So that makes a difference.
Wonderful.
Too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
very
one of our
good.
good guy networks. So.
Not great that a squirrel can eat your car and
I
it
know.
disables it, but
No, seriously. My mom blames it on the fact that she quit feeding it during lunch, and he came back for revenge. She
I think
swears
he
it.
did.
Yeah,
I think he did.
She says that. Yep.
that's fabulous. Okay. Excuse me. These are just quick fire round of questions.
okay.
Okay, you're going to do great. You're
Okay.
doing awesome.
Okay.
What are homeowners overpaying for?
What are they overpaying for? Possibly low deductibles, maybe in some certain circumstances.
Okay.
Every situation is different, but I would say on an auto, for example, this is rapid fire, but auto, I would not make a claim personally under $1,000.
Okay.
So I would not save money on less than $1,000 deductible for me.
Okay.
That's for me.
That's
And,
good. That's great.
Same thing for home, because I wouldn't do a home claim probably less than maybe, now that I know, maybe 5,000. So I don't go that high, but with that logic, so it helps some people make a better decision for their policies.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are they underinsured?
Underinsured for sure is loss of use. That's where we'd give you money to go stay somewhere else if a claim happens.
Okay.
If they don't have like the rental car coverage and they're not aware of that and they need it. or liability. Underinsured liability is the biggest thing.
Okay.
I would recommend your liability to start at least where your assets are, if not beyond that.
Yeah.
If you buy a home and you have the state minimum coverage on your auto, $20,000 per person, you bought a home, you go and hit John, you injure him for $100,000. Well, now the lawyers can come after you for $80,000.
Okay.
That's just if it was only $100,000 in injuries. We know a one night in the hospital can be well over.
Right.
$50,000.
If you need surgeries or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now they can come after your house, and we just don't want your hard-earned work to go.
Yeah.
Into somebody
100%.
else's. Yeah. Yep. So underinsured liability limits is the biggest thing for sure.
Good. What is the one thing people should do this week? We're going into crazy weather season.
Crazy weather. So
I mean, if you could, if our listeners, if they could just do one thing.
Do one thing.
Yep.
Insurance. Oh, that one's a good one. I can't think of that one quick. I mean, I can think of all the like maintenance around the house, but I don't know if that really helps with your homeowner stuff. But just the silly things that come to mind is like clear your gutters,
Yeah.
Trim your trees. Actually, that's a good one. Trim your trees.
Okay.
Because any trees touching your roof can damage your roof more.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's actually a good one. Yeah.
Yep. We they call that out in inspections all the time.
Yeah.
So when we're looking.
And that is one thing that an inspection can fail with us is if the trees are touching the roof.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we would just ask you to trim the trees. So it's really easy fix. But
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. What's the first step someone should take to review or improve their coverage? Call their agent.
Call their agent. Absolutely. Don't do it
Perfect.
yourself. I mean, even
Perfect.
if you research it on your own, that's another reason why I became an agent is I was so dead set that before I did insurance, I was so dead set that I was correct in this claim that I had. I was hit by an uninsured motorist. I wasn't injured. I was for sure, because I had uninsured motorist bodily injury, that my car should be covered. And I fought with this company for 3 months doing my own research. I was right. And come to find out I was wrong. Uninsured motorist bodily injury only covers injuries in Iowa. It does not cover the car. So unless you have collision, your vehicle would not be covered. So always, always, always call your agent when in doubt.
Is it not the law? We have to have coverage though?
No, not for property. No, and you don't even have to have uninsured motorist bodily injury. You can sign off on all of that. Yes.
Okay, that's a new one to me too,
Yeah.
because I remember when it came a law years ago.
So it might be what you're referring to is you have to sign off on it if you don't want it, but it is 100% not required. And uninsured motorist bodily injury, the one that you're signing off on, is only for injuries.
Oh, okay.
Collision is
Maybe
what's going to
that's
cover your car.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe
But
that's
in
what
other
I'm thinking
states like Texas, not to get too,
Yeah.
Texas has uninsured motorist property damage. So different states have different coverages, but here
Okay.
it's only for injuries. You need
Okay.
collision for your car to be covered.
So if you're on a road trip
Yeah.
and you're going through other states,
Yeah, I
just
would.
make sure you are.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How do people get a hold of you, darling?
Well, you can call my direct line at 319-313-2999. I'm big on social media, so you can find me under Miranda Danielson. Or if you go online to Jeter, Schrock and Associates, I would be listed under there as well with all of our great reviews.
Awesome.
Yes.
Or stop
Or
by your
stop
office.
and see us at
Yeah.
560 Boyson Road, Suite C, in between Feedwell and Papa Murphy's.
Yeah, right by Feedwell there.
Yes,
That's
we
where
love
we had
them.
lunch. They're amazing.
Yes.
So, well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time today.
Thank
You've
you.
been invaluable. The information is amazing.
Thank you.
So, yes, I really appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate you inviting me.
Yes, thanks.
Great time.
Yes, take care.
Thank you, too.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Addressing the Corridor. New episodes drop the first Monday of each month, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you find your podcasts. You can also find updates about the podcasts, as well as local real estate at crrealtor.com, or find me on social media platforms under the name Lisa Coots Schooley. That's Lisa, Coots, Schooley. Finally, whether you are buying, selling, or just real estate curious, remember, I'm here to help you make confident, informed decisions, one address at a time.